friends. So we're gathered here today to witness the slaying, the dragging, and the reading of Candace Owens at the hands of Cardi B. Let's get right to it. It's time for my current TV. So, welcome back, friends. So, this all started with Candace Owens trending on Twitter because she had said some very inflammatory things about Cardi B's WAP song and her Grammys performance to Tucker Carlson. Here's what she had to say.
Words about it. They call this great. They say this is fabulous, that this is the stuff that children should be aspiring towards. So at the same time, Tucker, that we have kids that are not learning hard academics anymore in school, right? Forget about mathematics and science. You can trust the science and trust Dr. Fauci, but you have these kids learning about critical race theory. They're learning that they should aspire to people like Cardi B. That you see that fundamentally we are seeing the destruction of American values, American principles, and it's terrifying. I think parents should be terrified that this is the direction that our society is heading towards. And again, we are weakening America. That's really what we should be talking about. This is a weakening of American society. We are setting the stage, and it feels like we are looking at corrosion, like we are about to see the end of an empire. America cannot survive. It cannot be sustained under these sorts of values and principles. Any words about it. They call this great. They say this is fabulous.
And I'm sure you can imagine Cardi B didn't take too kindly to that. And here's what she and Twitter had to say to Candace. So here's my thoughts on it. Like Candace Owens, okay, like first off, it's not that deep. It's not gonna like cause like the crumble of civilization. It's not gonna cause the end of morality, so on and so forth. But I find it interesting that you try to be the bastion of morality, but you made your whole career on the premise of a lie. As we talked about before in my other video, that you were exposed to with all the receipts of all your wrongdoings and all your misstatements. You have made a career off being a liar. So who are you just to talk about somebody's moral fabric? Okay, now granted, Am I Cardi B's biggest fan? No, I'm not. Do I like her music? Some of it, yeah, sure. I'm a bar, but I still can enjoy some of the Barty Gang music. Okay, fine, cool. It is what it is. But one thing you can say about Cardi B is she's authentically herself. She is unabashedly herself. And she got there, she got to where she got to by being herself. Like, yeah, she may come off as ratchet. Yeah, she may come off as, what does Zelia Banks call her? An illiterate, rat and look like a toe, so on and so forth. But the girl knows her history, the girl knows her politics, and the girl is always boned up on current events. And just because I personally want to let my kids listen to WAP, that's why I don't have kids, because I like to get my ratchet on. You know, just because I want to have my kids listen to WAP doesn't mean that I can sit in judgment of you because that's the music you listen to. And why is it that we're looking to have these rappers and artists be the role models for these kids or whatever? And where's the adult supervision? Where are the parents in the room here? And again, like to one of Tweeter's points, you guys defended Donald Trump, but Donald Trump has said on Access Hollywood he grabs women by the pussy. So you can't sit there and pick and choose who you're going to cape for and who you're going to defend when it comes to these kind of matters, and who's a sexual deviant and who's not, and who's the crumble of moral fabric in society. That's not how this works. Cardi B has been herself from the get go. She has worked hard to get where she is, what have you. She actually has empowered a lot of women. She has said some problematic things. Don't get me wrong. She has said some things I just do not like, and I will not ever be cool with some things that she said. But at the same time, she has shown that women can be kick ass. They can be bosses. They can be opinionated. They can be strong in their convictions, and live in their truth. And that is empowering. You may not like the subject matter of the said empowerment, but she still empowers a lot of women to own, in this case, in Kiss a Wop, their sexuality, and that is a big thing. And that's a huge thing because a lot of women are still living in the dark ages, sexual wise, whatever, and are sexually repressed. So, Candace, have a seat. Cardi's dragged you. People on Twitter dragged you, and it's like you look like you're like an ambulance chaser. Like you look for any time you can to virtue signal, and you are basically known more for your fights than anything that you can actually say that's relevant, and that's sad. Because I do gather to you to be a very intelligent woman, and I feel like you could do better. So that's it. That's my commentary. What do you think? Do you think that the Grammy performance for WAP was a bit too racy and that it contributes to the moral decay of America? Do you think that's an over exaggeration? How do you think Cardi handled herself? How do you think Candace handled herself? Let's talk about it in the comments. Deuces. And by the way, the performance was a little much for me, but I'm gay. It's to be expected.